Hello and welcome to the Anime Elevator with me, Darius. Let's get to it. Carli, Crispy, Judice versus Nicolle, Caliari. So Carli Judice has just come off a head kick knockout over Yanezi Dubin. I don't put that much weight onto it because Yanezi Dubin's really bad and just didn't belong in the UFC whatsoever. But she is a very good girl in general. Carli Judice is a long-range striker. She's a southpaw, uses her jab very well, mixes up the levels excellently. She's got good body shots. She's got good leg kicks. What I love about her, she'll do something like leg kick, jab. She'll do body shot, jab. She just mixes that stuff in really well. The deficit of her game is that she isn't the most physically strong girl, so I think she can get grappled. However, she does pretty well though. She's not terrible. She's not unbelievably unphysical. She just is quite long, which means that you generally are a little bit less stocky and built and bassy and things like that. Carli is a very good striker and should be able to deal with Nicolle Caliari at range. Nicolle Caliari is a short boxer wrestler style. She has a decent straight left hook, but is often very short. She's got a good leg kick, outside leg kick, and her takedowns are okay. They're not great, but they're okay. Her grappling in general is worse than her takedowns, but she's very tenacious and she's not out of a fight. I do think Judice is going to be able to beat her on her feet and keep her at range quite easily in this one. The only struggle is that if Nicolle Caliari comes in with a wrestling game plan and just grapples the shit out of Judice, she may end up beating a knee. I think Judice by decision is probably easy free money, but yeah, it's a close one. It's Caliari's a dog. Caliari's tenacious, so wouldn't count her out in this one. If she's able to get the grappling going, she could win this fight. I don't think she's the best at grappling, but she could get it going. Brunno Ferreira, the Hulk versus Jackson, the Moose McVey. I'm excited to see the Moose involved, to be honest with you. I think this is a really rough matchup for him, but I'm excited to see. I think after this fight, I think it's going to be a cool fight to watch. Brunno Ferreira, a cannonball of a human being, short, powerful, good takedown defense, good subs, will take you down. Mostly a hands, mostly a boxer. Will wing hooks and overhands, things like that at you. The Moose, but overall a very good fighter. Generally, I think he's going to do pretty well in the UFC. He's very happy to go forward. Does a lot of slipping, which I really like as a short fighter. Hits really hard. I think he could do really well. The Moose is a really strong grappler as well. Is Brunno Ferreira. The Moose is a grappler. A very good, a submission artist is what I describe him as, a submission artist. He's a submission artist who comes in there and throws recklessly on the feet. He's only fucking 6-0, so he's beating a lot of random froobs, fucking a lot of like taxi cab drivers, a lot of boys with bin men and washer women and things like that. He's beating a lot of those people, but generally he has nothing coming back at him. People are so scared of the takedown, so scared of the submission, and he's a very big guy in there, very 6'4", he's huge. So I'm not surprised. He just tends to wade forward, hands down, hits pretty hard. So he just kind of scares people into shelling up, and then he takes them down, submits them, or just knocks them out there on the cage. Could be a good guy if he fucking shored up his striking defense. But I think in this fight, I think he's going to really struggle. One, to take down Brunno Ferreira, but I think he's also going to struggle to deal with the hands of Brunno Ferreira. I think Brunno Ferreira is a real good clomper, and I think he's going to hurt Jackson McVey. I think he's going to end up getting knocked out, to be honest with you. But the Moose is going to be fun to watch in the future, so keep an eye on this guy. Lucas Brzeski, the Bull, versus Ryan Superman Spann. Superman Spann is a previous light heavyweight, now moved up to heavyweight. He looked horrible in his last fight, just looked so bad. He's a weird guy. I realised it today when I was looking through his tape. He fights very scared, so despite being massive and having all the physical attributes, he's got great power, he's got takedown defense, he's got takedowns of his own, which he should use more but doesn't use it often. He's got good grappling, good submission offense. He's just an idiot and also fights really scared. When he's throwing a lot of moving backwards, hooks, throws a lot out of range, is worried about getting KO'd, I think, a lot of the time. So, yeah, he's not a very good fighter, and we saw that in his last fight. That's why he lost the last fight, because he was just like, if you feint at him, he will throw, because he's fucking terrified to be in there. Bretsky is really quite bad, really, really bad. He's technically not bad. Each punch he throws and each kick he throws are technically quite good, but not even actually, that's not even true. His right hand he throws really sloppy and leaves himself in the pocket. That's the main issue that he has, that he's never feinting, which is a massive issue, especially in this fight. And when he does throw, he throws and then stands in the pocket. So he'll throw straight and then be really slow at getting himself out there. So he gets caught. That's why Kennedy caught him, because he threw a right hand and he just fucking got caught by a right check hook by Kennedy. Yeah, just fucking really bad fighter. Got a leg kick, got a right hand that he throws. But yeah, I mean, this is going to look terrible. This is going to look really bad. I think Superman Spann should get it done. Maybe by KO. Probably by KO. But yeah, don't put all your money here. Just because Bretsky's got a bad chin and he's done terrible, but they're both pretty terrible. It might just look like... Yeah, I mean, you're probably going to get good odds on the decision. So that might be the way to go. Bretsky, yeah. Terrible fight. Probably don't put your money here. I would say not to go the distance, but again, they're just so bad that it could just end up being a really horrible fight where they both just don't throw enough at each other, and maybe Bretsky skirts out a fucking decision, or he throws more, but Spann lands heavier. Who knows? It's going to look really bad. Jimmy Crute versus Marcin Prachnio. So Jimmy Crute, man, it's a weird one. Jimmy Crute, I feel like, has got a lot of skills and should be higher, should be in the rankings. He's a very good guy. He's got really good power, decent timing, good counters, can shoot takedowns pretty happily, very physically strong, a really good amount of power on him. What he's just a bit bad at is that he throws every single time you step into the pocket. So it's one of the ones where like he doesn't find the shots because he doesn't make you miss. Doesn't make you miss very often. If you throw on him, you miss. He'll throw one back at you and probably miss. He's not the most accurate guy. His accuracy is 52%, but that's not great. And yeah, he should be able to beat Prachnio easily in this fight. Prachnio's a tall, weird guy, bad takedown defense, but creepy on the feet. Has lost a lot of fights grappling wise. Can get knocked out as well. He'll throw a lot of stuff without a lot of planning, which means that he will catch guys because there's no rhyme or reason to what he's throwing, but it gets him in trouble more often than not. Yeah, it's going to be a fun fight. Bit silly, but yeah, Jimmy Crute, probably by KO. Adam Fugitt versus Islam the Ripper Dulatov. So, Islam Dulatov is the guy who was previously a model and gave that up to be a MMA fighter. Good guy, big guy, a striker, good takedown defense, very good takedown defense. Whenever people were shot on him, he just very good takedown defense. I think part of what helps him with that is that he's super aggressive on the feet. Good kicks, good hands. What he does well, which is good and bad, is that he will lunge in and chase after you a bit while throwing. He's got long reach and a good amount of power, so he manages to get away with it. But he does do that a lot. And I think he will get caught for that later on in his career because he's so aggressive and he pushes forward a bit too much for me. But I think he's going to do well at this lower level, especially against someone like Adam Fugitt. Fugitt's a good guy, man. He's not bad. He's made fights difficult for opponents that are pretty good. He's a tricky guy. He has a decent slip in. He has good high guard. He stays out of range pretty well. But what I don't like about him is that his defense primarily is to pull back. He does that, and then he also does that, which I think is going to fuck him up against the Ripper. The Ripper is a proper... He really likes it when people move backwards, and I think he's going to catch Fugitt pretty badly here. Yeah, Fugitt's a striker. He's all right. Not anything special. He's got takedowns. Not anything special. I don't think he's going to get takedowns here. I think he's going to be outmatched on the feet. Yeah, I think the Ripper, if you want to get spicy with it, over 1.5, or no, sorry, I think the Ripper probably, if you want to get spicy with it, maybe pass the first round, because Fugitt's kind of tricky to hit, because he's got his high guard, does pretty well with that, but I wouldn't also wouldn't. Like, the Ripper could easily get it done in the first round. Good fight. I mean, I'm intrigued to see what the Ripper does, what he can actually do in this fight, what he can do in the UFC. The Silent Assassin, Ateba Gautier versus Robzilla Robert Valentin. I mean, Ateba Gautier is a fucking beast. Great, really, really great fighter. Shown development in his game, in his mentality-wise, which I love to see. He's a very athletic Cameroon, I think. Big fan of Ngannou, and hits like a goddamn absolute donkey out here, smashing people up. Good kicks. Primarily a boxer though. He's done really well at jabbing people up because he's such a huge guy. 6'4", 81 reach at middleweight is a decent size, and hits so hard that people tend to be afraid of getting involved in that. So people shoot on him a lot. Got great takedown defense, great sprawls. Showed a little bit of fish behavior on his back, but is athletic enough and strong enough to be able to hold people down. And he hasn't fought anyone that good in the grappling yet to be able to beat him in there. He's got a great jab. That's generally my favorite weapon of his. He's got a really good jab. Steps and moves. It's powerful. It's fucking long. He hurts people with it all the time. And then he's got adds in the straight, adds in the hooks. But his best weapon is the jab, and his patience is now working really well for him because he's not going to gas. He didn't gas too badly, but he has shown a bit of gassing behavior. Robert Valentin is a long, tall range striker. He's had a real rough run in the UFC, just getting grappled by everyone. He's got submissions of his own. He's got a couple of hip throws that he's shown on the regional scene, but overall, bit of a wild striker, not the cleanest, not the sharpest, but goes for it, fucking goes for it. Yeah, I think this is set up for Gautier to be able to knock this man out. They're looking for Gautier to build him up because I think he's a special guy, and I think Valentin, they don't think he's anything that special. He's not really shown that much development in his game. He's got good subs, he's shown a bit of back-taking ability, a bit of snatching ability, not so much in the UFC, but outside of it. But in general, he's just a bit of a wild striker, and leaves his chin a little bit out there for me in this fight to be able to deal with it. His strike defense is 23%, so it's not great. It's not great. Yeah. I think this is a bit of free money here. Gautier by KO. Francisco Prado versus Nikolay Veretennikov. Cool fight. Prado is a short boxer. The occasional takedowns here and there, but tries it very occasionally. Short boxer primarily. Goes forward, throws, slips and rips, throws a lot, slips, dips his head and throws a right hand, left hook. Yeah, maybe a left hook, right hand. Does that a lot. Has an okay leg kick as well. Not amazing, but okay. Hits sort of hard, but not massively. Yeah, interesting fight. I don't know how well Prado's going to do. Both these guys are coming off 3 losses. So it's a bit of a who the fuck is the least shit. Nikolay Veretennikov, interesting fighter because he is big, very big for this weight class. 6'3", 74 inch reach, and he often, I think he hits hard as well because despite him not getting a KO in the UFC, he has got some like single punch knockouts in the other organizations. He has a good clinch, so he'll knee the fuck out of you in the clinch if he can get you there. He's got good takedown defense with what's it called, isometric grips. So if you get him wrapped up in a body lock, for example, he will probably be able to deal with that. But if you move through him, shoot a double leg, push through him, things like that, you will end up taking him down. It's where most people have got success in fighting him in the UFC. The reason why I say that people end up that he's got good power but you haven't seen in the UFC is because people really give him a lot of respect in there. Even Michael Morales, who he fought on the Dana White's Contender Series, he gave him a lot of respect because I think he recognises the power coming back. He's got a decent-ish jab straight, but doesn't throw enough volume. I mean, 2.73 is really low volume. He has a good teep, but generally does a lot of like plodding forward, walking you down, giving you a little bit of scare in your fucking bit of fear, and that's mostly it. He could be really good, could be great. If he threw more feints, if he threw more, he would do great. Who's going to win this fight? Prado throws a lot more, gets hit a lot more. Veretennikov has more power. Doesn't throw very much. I'm tempted to pick Veretennikov by KO because I think Prado gets hit way too much, and I think he steps in the pocket. I think Veretennikov is good enough to be able to actually find a shot there, and I think Prado isn't really that accurate or good to be able to find Veretennikov's chin. It's probably going to be Veretennikov past the first, is what easy money is. But if you want to go spicy to KO, the decision will probably get good odds. They probably won't know how to bet this, so I think Veretennikov by decision will probably be like 2-1, maybe 1.75 to 1. Yeah, it's an interesting fight. Not going to be the best fight. It's going to be kind of low level. It's going to look kind of bad, but might be worth a bet because I do think Veretennikov is bigger, probably better than Prado. Prado's got chin on him though. So yeah, Veretennikov by decision, probably what I'd go for. Marvin, the Italian Dream, Vettori versus all-in Brendan Allen. I mean, man, Marvin Vettori is in my dreams a lot. I do think about him all the time. Now, it's a funny fight. It's a really weird fight, to be honest. Vettori is a striker, supposedly, but done his best work or fought his most recent fights primarily as a grappler. Shooting for takedowns, getting to hips, not really managing to do that much work there, but will shoot, will get. Is a strong motherfucker. That's the main thing about him. Good chin, strong motherfucker, meat and potatoes, got a good 1-2. He's a southpaw, which always kind of creeps people out as well. And he does shoot. That's the thing. He's got a decent amount of clomp, but just like doesn't throw enough of his weight behind it. And he's got very short arms, it seems. So it doesn't really do that well. Decent kicking game, okay kicking game, not the best, but pretty nice. And he's got good power, so he ends up throwing that sort of stuff and it hurts people a bit. Yeah, interesting fight. He's tough fight here. Tough fight to pick this one. Brendan Allen, wildly good submission game. Really, really good on the ground. Showing improvements, maybe. Hard to tell, really. He's fought some good guys. Lost. I think they're both on 3 losses, if I'm not mistaken. Brendan Allen has a good amount of power on the feet. His best weapons are his uppercuts. He's become a little bit better on the feet with sharpness-wise and speed and technicality, but has lost fights getting grappled. If you're a good wrestler, you can get on top of him, and he will play guard, and he will allow you to be on top of him to try and fuck about with the submissions. 14-1 submissions. It's crazy that Vettori's got 9-0. But yeah, it's a hard fight to pick. I think it's going to end up looking weird, to be honest. It's 2 really weird guys. I think it's probably going to be Vettori. On paper, Vettori should win this fight. He should be able to grapple Brendan Allen. However, where is Vettori at mentally? I think he's always there mentally, but his chin isn't looking that good. He's also done it in fights where which fight was it? He's fought grapplers before and submission artists before and not shot once, even when losing on the feet. He's not shot once because of the fear of the takedown. I think it was Jack Hermansson. Marvin Jack Hermansson. Yeah, he fought Jack Hermansson and was scared of the grappling, so he didn't take him down once despite losing on the feet. Very strange fight. If he does that in this fight, I think Allen's got a chance because he's taller, he's bigger, he's longer. Man, it's so hard because Vettori should win on paper, but he's just not got. He's not got a brain in there. He's not got a fighting brain whatsoever. He's got all the physical attributes. He could do really well, but not got a brain in there. Neither of these guys do. A couple of brainless boys fighting each other. Yeah. Your fucking guess is as good as mine on this one. Let's go Brendan Allen. I've been going on it, going for him to get a fucking submission for a while. I don't think he's going to get it here. No, I do. Actually, I'm going to go for it. I reckon Vettori's going to be stupid enough to think, fuck, I need to actually shoot on this guy. Or he's going to get held on the feet, shoot on him, get submitted. That's the pick. It's silly. It's nonsense. Don't regard it as anything to go by. That's what I'm fucking going for, though. Kyler the Matrix Phillips versus a Vinicius Lockdog Oliveira. Cool fight here. It's a tricky one to pick, really. Kyler the Matrix Phillips versus Vinicius Lockdog Oliveira. Cool fight. Kyler Phillips is primarily a grappler, is what I'd say. He's got good striking, he's got a good amount of volume, good timing, but his best attribute, the way he wins fights, is through his grappling. Takes people down, holds them down. That's genuinely what he does. He's got good grappling and a good gas tank, so he ends up using that to beat guys. And he's got very good timing on his takedowns. He most recently lost to Rob Font, where Rob was taken down in the first round, controlled. However, he got he got better timing on the takedowns, was able to stuff it, and pressured Phillips back with the hands, and hurt him, made him shoot badly, things like that. Just kept him on his back foot the whole time, and it's just much more difficult to get your game off when you're doing that. You can, Phillips got good timing, you can do that. It's just not the way you want to be fighting, really. Vinicius is primarily a striker. He's got good takedown defense. We saw that in the Saeed fight. And he's got great tenacity. I think that's the thing about him, is that he's got a good gas tank himself, and his power is what carries him through in these fights. His boxing is okay. He's got okay boxing. He throws a lot of hooks, not that many straight shots, not that much variety to the body, and blah, blah, blah. But he does throw with intent, with power. He's happy to be in the pocket. Is twitchy, so he's able to pull back and things like that. And yeah, his takedown defense is primarily what's going to help him through in this fight. I think Vinicius wins this fight. Sadly, Phillips is a good guy, but not got the power to deal with Vinicius. And Vinicius has basically had this training camp for the past 3 fights. It's going to be an interesting fight here, though. It's going to be a cool one. It's going to be close. I wouldn't be surprised if Phillips stole a round, but I think overall, Vinicius is going to end up hurting him and probably winning by decision here. Phillips is a tough guy. He's got to take down. He's tenacious himself. Vinicius by decision. It's a pretty easy bet. Michael the Menace Johnson versus Daniel Golden Boy Zellhuber. Great fight, cool fucking fight. Man, it's tough, man. Michael Johnson at 39 here. He's goated guy for some fucking great guys. You know, last guy to beat. Oh no, not last guy to beat Tony Ferguson anymore. But fucking knocked about Tony Ferguson, knocked about Khabib. Does some really good work. He's shown some absolutely amazing stuff in there. Great hand speed. I think in general, like, what's really good about Johnson is that it's a mixture, because he does some really good stuff and he does some really not great stuff. His best weapons, his best attributes, are his counter ability. When you step into the pocket, he's excellent at throwing fast hands. He throws 3-piece combination faster than most people, harder than most people, and if he catches you, he will clock you and fucking drop you at least. However, he doesn't do that well moving forward. So if you don't throw that much against him or keep him at range, he will really struggle. He does really struggle. He will end up leaning into shots, chasing you with shots, getting hit loads more. And his primary game is drawing people into counter striking, which is why he's lost a lot of fights, is because when you know that he's doing that, you can also time the level change really easily. If you know he's going to try and throw hands as soon as you get into that pocket, you just throw some hands, he then tries to throw hands, and you double chain it, you level chain underneath that. So he's lost a lot of fights doing that. But he's got a really cool skill set. I think, again, at this point in his career, he's here for the money. He's moved the back up to lightweight. I think he can't be asked to cut. Fair enough. But also, yeah, I think he's getting paid well. He's been there for a long time. He's 39. He's a southpaw, which is creepy. But yeah, he's a great guy. I love Michael Johnson so much. I don't know if he's going to be able to win this one. Daniel Zellhuber is a really good striker. He's getting better as well. He's fought some tough guys. Rubovic, if I'm not mistaken, was his most recent fight. And tough fight for him. But Zellhuber, tall range guy, can switch stances, has great straight shots. His hooks are good. Gets him caught in trouble a little bit because he ends up throwing hooks that are he's got long arms. So he throws hooks and people can get on over the top of them and things like that. Just leaves him in the pocket. If he keeps straight shots going, then he ends up really keeping guys at distance. Like, he's such a huge guy, 6'1", 77 reach. That's big boy out there. Ends up being in a lot of wars because I think people recognise that he himself throws a lot, which means that he gives opportunities for other people to throw. If he threw less, he could stay way more safe. He could beat these guys way more easily. But he's a fan favourite, looking for KOs. He's bit of a destroyer out there, and a really good guy overall. He has good leg kicks, good body kicks, good head kicks. He has great knees at the middle. He's got great elbows. Yeah, all round just a really, really, really real well-versed guy. I think to be better, I think he could do with, again, being a little bit more patient and throwing a little bit less. It may not be for the fans, but it definitely will get you more wins. He should 100% be able to beat Michael Johnson. I think he's going to keep him at range, hurt him, KO him, probably. He's a very good guy. I wouldn't bet for him to KO him, I'd probably bet Zellhuber over 1.5. Zellhuber tends to take off the first round slightly, builds up his accuracy. He gets hit a little bit in the first round, but once he gets hit a little bit, he ends up building up his accuracy. He sharpens up a little bit his defense. So yeah, Zellhuber, lock boy. Dan, 50k Ige versus Patricio Pitbull Ferreira. Cool fight actually. I'm glad they made this matchup because I think it's a really interesting one. Dan Ige, he's been about the block. He's shown that he can fucking, hang with anyone. Has the power to deal with anyone. He's coming off a win, I think, and he's a very good guy. A good guy in the sense that he is always game. He's got decent takedown defense, not amazing, but decent. Can get overwhelmed by much bigger guys. He has good power. He's got good strike defense, which I really like about him. I think he slips a lot of stuff. Does get tagged by jabs and things at range because he's so much shorter than a lot of these guys. But generally, a very good guy, very composed, and is always game. Shows his veteran savviness. Knows he's got enough power to deal with guys with one shot, and loves a slip and rip. I think that's my favorite of his weapons. He does a really nice dipping job when he goes and steps on the inside and throws a nice right hand over the top of that. Hurts a lot of guys. Pitbull, man, was a world-class fighter about 3-4 years ago, maybe even longer than that, but has dropped out a little bit in that sense. He's still got all the skills. He's got the physical ability. He's got the eyes for it. He can really, really see a lot of punches coming. He's got his offense is good, but he just doesn't throw enough at all. He tends to do a lot of waiting, a lot of countering. He'll pressure guys down a lot and then wait for them to throw stuff on him. He'll do the occasional reactive double, which is lovely. Like he sees a guy rushing on him, dips and double legs him. His stats here obviously won't show that because he only had one fight in the UFC. But overall a very good guy. It's crazy that he's 27. He should just be like still smashing it up and doing his business, but doesn't seem to be wanting to do that. Doesn't seem to be acting that way. In this fight, I think Pitbull's style is actually going to do really well against Ige because Ige is also a very patient guy who doesn't go forward that much. He tends to back up and allow people to back him up. It's interesting that Ige is slightly taller, but I think Pitbull's style is going to work really well against Ige. I think he's going to be pressuring him, feinting, really showing him a lot of like feints, just really small jittery feints, and his presence alone is going to push him back. And then Ige, I think, will throw, and I think people will take him down and probably just grapple him. I do think there's going to be a lot of grappling in this one. I think people will be surprised. Ige's obviously never out of it. 50k, fucking hell, the boy's got an unbelievable amount of bonuses. But yeah, I think Pitbull's good enough to be able to deal with Ige's style. I don't think Ige throws enough and gives enough volume for Pitbull to have to be constantly on the defensive. I think Pitbull can find spots to slip, to get underneath his punches, to take him down. Yeah, Pitbull. D-Rod Daniel Rodriguez versus Kevin the Trailblazer Holland. Cool fucking fight here. Man, tough fight. Such a weird one to pick, this one. D-Rod, big guy, good power, good boxing, southpaw, decent leg kick. Takedown defense. Takedown stuff doesn't really matter in this fight so much because neither of them are really going to go for that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's two strikers. We've got Kevin Holland, who's a long-range guy. Got okay kicks, got a good side kick, but doesn't really use it that much anymore. D-Rod, just a boxer really. It's going to be a close fight. I think someone's probably going to go out here. I think D-Rod might catch Kevin, but I think Kevin's never been knocked out. It says two, but they're both, one of them's like I think a leg injury or some shit, and one of them's also a hip injury. So he's never been knocked out. I do think D-Rod is probably going to sleep here. He's at 38, a little bit too old for my liking. Kevin Holland's always got the physical advantages with the reach and the height. I think he probably looks at this fight and he's like, okay. Kevin Holland's one of these guys, he goes into fights either thinking, I'm going to lose this fight, so I'm not going to really try that much, or I can fucking win this fight, and he fucking actually tries and he looks great. I think this is a fight he's going to go in there and think he can win and look great in there. That's why I picked KO either way though. I think both of them are going to be fucking going in there. Kevin Holland might be overconfident and get caught. D-Rod hits hard. Yeah, I do take Kevin Holland though. I think Kevin Holland's got the reach and the height. Oh my god. The Eraser, Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. Paulo Costa, very fun fighter. We do love to see him. He lacks a brain, but he's alright at fighting. He's alright at fighting. Primary weapons are, he's got decent kicks, really good body kick, really good left hooks to the body. His head kicks have been better. He's such a strange career because he came in looking like an absolute destroyer. Won a 3-round decision, the most convincing 3-round decision against Yol that anyone's ever done. Maybe not the most. Well, no, to be honest with you, like he's the one who went into the fire the most. Obviously, Whitaker didn't mind being in the fire, but he's the one who went into the fire the most with an older Yol, but still very impressive. He just went forward, fucking gave him too much volume to deal with. Threw loads of hands, little T-Rex hands, bless him, so he's got not really short reach with his hands, but good kicks, and a powerful-ish guy, not one-punch KO guy, but definitely a decent amount of fucking clomp and throws it hard. His style's changed a lot. Rather than being more of a primary hand fight, he's been primarily a kicker, which I don't think is the worst thing for him. It probably saves his chin a bit. I mean, it landed 6.22, absorbed 6.56 is not a great stat. I think going back down to middleweight is definitely a good move for him, but it's just the motivation factor. How motivated is he here? I'm sure he's getting paid well now because he's fought for a title. He had a bit of a name for himself. So he's probably on a pretty decent contract, at least 300k plus per, like, just to show. So he just is there for sure for the money. How motivated is he to beat these guys? He's still pretty motivated. I think Kopylov is a guy he could beat. Not the easiest fight though. Kopylov, southpaw, has a really good jab. Very good technical striker in general. I think kickboxer previously, has leg kicks. Just great volume, great arsenal of weapons, everything. He'll throw elbows, he'll throw knees, he'll throw kicks. He just has really good eyes for stuff as well. His downfall is his defense, and his gas tank struggles a little bit. I mean, he went, what was it? Balls to the wall with, who the fuck was it? Yeah, Kopylov in general, his eyes are really good. He can see a lot of shots. He sees. Overall, Kopylov, his offense is really good. His defense lacks a little bit. It's good in the first round, but he does tend to gas a little bit. If he comes in with a mentality of I'm going to try and be patient in this fight, he can do really well. However, and he's shown that in the UFC. However, he's also shown that if he comes out and tries to go hard in the first round, he will probably gas. So close fight. I do pick Kopylov. I think he's the better, more technical striker here, and I think his straight shot should land on Costa. No doubt Costa's got a decent enough power. He's got a decent enough of a slip to be able to deal with Kopylov's. I think the southpaw is going to be interesting because it obviously opens up Kopylov has a great jab from southpaw, which is rare to see, but it also opens up Costa's body kicks and head kicks. So it's going to be an interesting one here. It's going to be a very interesting fight. I think Costa's going to be going forward. I think Kopylov's going to be jabbing his head off. Close fight. I do slide with Kopylov. I think he's slightly better. And I think the reach is going to help him here. Max Blessed Holloway versus Dustin the Diamond Porier. Here we are again. Third fight. First fight at featherweight. Second fight at lightweight. With Max coming up. Now Max actually growing into his size at the age of 33. One of the most vetted 33-year-olds you'll find. Yeah, interesting fight here. Dustin's obviously his retirement fight. Motivation-wise, a lot for both men. Max wants to get that win back. He's lost 2 on the bounce against Dustin, so he needs this one. Dustin, obviously his retirement fight. Wants to fucking win, wants to go out in a big bang, wants to get his last big paycheck, because as we all know, you win, you get double the pay. So it's going to be a fucking banger fight. In the first fight, Max was a child, so we're kind of ignoring that for the most part. In the second fight, we saw Dustin have a significant power advantage, and although Max, his chin showed that he can endure it, it was intense, the amount of damage he took. It was very intense. And yeah, probably the most damage he's taken in a fight, even in the Poirier fight. Yeah, he took damage, but he got knocked out quick. The Dustin one, he got fucking clobbered for 3, maybe 4 rounds. So yeah, I mean, it was an interesting fight. I mean, what you saw was just like Max doing his usual game, pattern with jabs, it not affecting Dustin. Dustin maybe able to get hit a little bit, but also be able to roll around things. And then just countered, ate a shot, and then countered back with a harder shot over the top of it. And it just kept on hurting Max over and over again. The success he found was later in the fight when he was able to, I think he won the 5th round. He was able to just use his volume, use his gas tank to put a little pressure on Dustin. This fight is going to be a little interesting because Max looked a lot bigger, a lot stronger. Physically, he looks a lot more built now in his last fight against Poirier than he did previously, even when he moved up to lightweight before. And you know, Max has been training. He's now moved to lightweight. He fought Gautier, and he's committed to the lightweight game. It's going to be an interesting one. It's difficult to predict, really. I do think there's going to be a lot of similarities. I think we're going to see Max technically is maybe the better striker here in the sense that he's better at not getting hit, somewhat. Both these guys get hit. You know, I mean, you can see here the stats here: absorb per minute, 4.76 for Max, 4.33 for Dustin. They both get hit, but I think Max generally plays the game a little bit better at touch, don't get touched. Dustin is more of a counter puncher, so Max usually goes first, whereas Dustin goes second a lot of times. He does very well going forward as well and going first. However, his best... It's an interesting stat. I remember I heard from Luke Thomas years ago that Dustin, he gets more accurate and throws more volume the later the fight goes. It's going to be interesting here. If Max can get ahead early, you know, I mean, he's taller, he's got less reach, but he has probably got longer legs than Dustin. So he should be able to kick. Dustin probably hits harder. So it's interesting to see the effects of Dustin's leg kicks. It'll be interesting to see if Max can get ahead early, win the first round, win the second round possibly, then Dustin's going to have to come back. And that's a tricky position for Dustin to be in. I'd like to see Dustin go to the body a little bit more here because I think Max is never really that easy to hit in the head and he's taller. So I think, yeah, Dustin's got to look for counter punches to the body. Leg kicks as well because obviously Max doesn't check shit. Yeah, he's got to work the lower levels before he can hit the high levels. And I really think even ignoring the high levels really, for a majority of this fight, I think would help him until he really makes Max hurt with the body shots. Just as Poirier did. Poirier hit the lower levels, hit the body shot, and then that brought Max's hands down and hurt him. Max here, he needs to do he needs to be able to hit harder. He needs to throw a little bit harder, but a little more intense, get a little bit more respect from Dustin. Because in the last fight, he really wasn't able to get respect from Dustin, and Dustin was just able to walk him down and ignore his shots. Max has looked a bit thicker. I think he can work a longer game as well. I think he can leg kick himself. He's a very good kicker. And against Poirier, he did really well at working the long man game. He's not got quite as much of a height advantage as he did in that fight, in this fight. However, he should be able to leg kick. And once he does a little bit of damage to the legs of Dustin, catch him falling into shots, catch him reaching a little bit, and sting him with shots. He needs to actually be able to sting him with shots. Because he's not going to be able to pit a pat at Dustin and get him out of there. He's not going to be able to pit a pat at Dustin and get him tired. Dustin's game. Dustin can go 5 rounds. And I mean, if Dustin sneaks in a takedown here and there, like I think, you know, he's got that in the arsenal, and I think he could definitely win rounds doing that. If Max shoots, I genuinely am worried about the Gilly in this one. Dustin does that. He goes for it. He fucking goes for it, and he's always close. He really is. And Max is, you know, he's a tall guy with a long neck. It's one of them ones that is thin as well, which I think generally adds that into it. Yeah, Dustin's got to have the grappling advantage. Overall, I think I pick... fucking tough fight to pick. I'm going to go with Dustin. I think despite the age and everything, he's only 36, which isn't too long in the tooth. I think Dustin's got enough motivation. He's got enough power. He's got the skill set to be able to beat Max. It's just how good Max looks at lightweight now. Max has got massive motivation. He needs this fucking win to get into the... Fuck! I just realised Max is going to have to fucking fight Dustin to then fight Poirier again at lightweight. Disgusting. Fucking brutal. So yeah, I mean, the motivation factor probably sways a little bit towards Dustin actually in that, because Max is looking forward ahead at fighting Poirier, which is just not the one. Alright, that is all the fights. Thank you very much for joining me in the elevator. I will catch you next week or later on this week for some betting videos. Thank you very much.